As Majin, here's some comic reviews for you. There's a lot, so I'm going to go through some of these kind of quickly. We got Batman and Robin, Superman, Wonder Woman, X-Men, Avengers, Superior, All New, Avengers, and Thor. Okay, let's get on with the party, so to speak. First up is Future's End Batman and Robin #1, one shot. Because you only have one shot to turn Batman into a boring book. And basically, what we have right from the beginning to stir up controversy is we have a Black Robin. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of interesting. What about happened to Bluebird? Well, never mind. We'll just figure it out after. Hopefully there's an explanation for that. Okay, that being said, basically what happens is, if you remember this guy here, this is the guy that killed Damian. So the whole issue is basically Batman fighting the Damian's killer. He's trying to figure out, hey, is this really Damian's killer? Is this a clone? What's going on? While Robin is going around putting out different fires, and Alfred is purposely leading him away from Batman until it's too late. And Batman can't survive, so Alfred sends Robin to save the day, and I'm like going, well, it's really nice to know that in the future these stupid stories never change. We've seen this story 1 billion times. This story happens with every single version of Robin, and it's just nice to see when DC can't think of a good idea. They just kind of go dust off some ideas from the past and just change some artwork, and then they call it a day. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. And people spend $4 for that piece of shit. Batman Superman #1. This was actually really, really good. And it was good for a couple different reasons. Basically, what we learn is what may happen is during the war, Batman is going to betray Superman. But it's basically Batman is betraying Superman because there's no option. He made a hard decision, and he made the decision that he knew Superman wouldn't make. As a result, the world thinks Clark Kent's dead, and Superman's gone. And this is basically Bruce Wayne going through that process of the aftermath. It's basically, Crypto doesn't like him, Steel doesn't like him, Metallo comes, and nobody will help him out in the Superman family, the key players. So I really was like, and they're like, well, if it's like Superman's alive, not like he is, what would you think? What made you think they need help? And I'm like, dude, thank you for just confirming that he's alive, And I mean, overall, I thought the book was just a really good read. It was a good glimpse of the future, and I really enjoyed it. I thought the art was good, the writing was solid. I really enjoyed this a lot. And it just, to me, illustrates the point. When you go out there, you take some chances, you write an interesting story, you get this. When you write regurgitated bird food, you get that. Like this, their big thing was, hey guys, let's make Robin black, and then this way people will want to buy the book. No, how about write a compelling story, and then people will buy your book. Ugh. Okay, Superman and Wonder Woman. Okay, in order to understand this, you also needed to have, I don't know which book it was, but you had to have another book in front of it. Oh, you had to have Wonder Woman. Basically, there's this being called the Nemesis. The Nemesis is destroying everything. Wonder Woman's trapped in this mental cave thing, and so Superman goes to retrieve her, but this isn't the Superman that we all think it is. It's the Superman from the past. But he's able to pull Wonder Woman out of her spell just in time to stop off the alien invasion, which not quite. But the ending I thought was an interesting ending, and it was one of those types of endings that I wish to. I know I want another issue. I'm like, okay, this should have been #1, and Wonder Woman should have been #2, and they jacked me up. Is what really happened. Other than that, I did go through my moments of just get on with it, but I thought the art was good. Clark's face was a little weird looking at times, but I enjoyed the issue. Now, if you ask me, knowing what I know now, would I buy this book? I probably wouldn't have bought it. But, all right, Uncanny XMen #26. This is the aftermath of the Last Will and Testament. Cyclops is being a bitch, and he does not. I don't want to go with Wolverine to find this other powerful mutant because, Professor Xavier's, he's always been a two-faced liar, and, I'm kind of glad he's gone because he's never told us the truth, and he's always did stuff behind my back, so I don't want to go and fight. And that's basically his attitude. And, again, it just re-emphasizes why nobody likes Scott Summers, because he's a baby. And so basically everybody's trying to convince him that he needs to go forth and do his deed. And I'm looking for one little key piece, which was like the best line of the whole book. Made the book. Okay, here we go. Now Scott's whining about, how Xavier lied and, blah, blah, blah. And then Storm's like, Charles Xavier's last wish was for you and Logan and Rachel to go take care of something. So take care of it. And, Iceman's like, actually, his last wish was probably like, Scott Summers, I wish you weren't killing me right now. and then you see Cyclops' face. And I'm like, there's a reason why people like Iceman, and that's it. You've scored like 1,000 bonus points, because that's exactly probably what Xavier was probably thinking at the time. Now, overall, and it's like basically you just have to sit through that whininess with horrible art, horrible. It's like, does anybody at Marvel know what color is? Because it's like it's the freaking lamest colors. It's like It's like the book would have been late, so they just dropped reds in there and blacks and can't even bother coloring or doing backgrounds. This is I'm calling it like it is. This is a piece of shit artwork. This is the Uncanny XMen, not the uncanny way of screwing up a story because you can't get somebody to draw the fucking book. I mean, I don't care who she is. I don't care what she's done in the past. She's not up to speed to do a Marvel comic book. It's ridiculous. She's not even up to speed to do a DC comic book. And that's not a knock against DC. I'm just saying, DC has some lower tier artists. And this is a piece of... I'd give me any DC book before this artist. Because this is garbage. And when you match garbage artwork with a lame-ass story, I'm done with you. It's like... If this was like Survivor, this would have been voted off the island. Even that line from Bobby wouldn't have saved this book. I mean, seriously. Go to art school or something. Okay, Uncanny Avengers Road to Access, or March to Access. Okay, basically the Red Skull gets his goons. They capture Rogue and Wanda. And there was somebody else they captured. But, so anyways, they get captured, and then it's basically them finding Magneto and saving him, and then it's basically setting it up for the big battle to come. Creepiest moment of the book is inside Rogue's mind when she's getting a psychic impression from Charles Xavier. I mean, just imagine this guy's head. The guy got no head. Brain is gone. And he's giving Rogue, telling her, hey, you need to step up because things are going to get serious. The thing that the fatal villain flaw ever is these superheroes have power dampeners on, okay? But instead of like saying like, hey, let's just make a power dampener to stop any power, Red Skull made some power dampeners that said, like, they have different settings. Like, okay, Quicksilver has super speed, so super speed is turned off. Cyclops' eye beams, so I'm going to turn off the eye beams. But, like somebody like Rogue who can absorb powers, they don't know what her power set is now. So Wonder Man's power is still inside of her, and she has super strength to Wonder Man's super strength so she can get out. And I'm like, really? Unbelievable. It's just like, why? He's the Red Skull and he makes a noob error like that. How about noob error of let's kill some characters and don't When are villains gonna learn you can't freaking handcuff heroes because they come back? All right. Other than that, it was an alright book. Nothing great. Superior Spider-Man, Edge of the Spider-Verse, number 33. Alright. It was interesting to see the different Spider-Mans. It was interesting to see the personalities, because they differed vastly. We get to learn the origin of the Big Daddy from BioShock, who makes his appearance in Spider-Man, killing all the Spider-Mans. And other than that, it was an okay book. You know, it's not going to set record sales. There's some really decent fighting in here. A little chaotic at times, but it was decent. I'm more curious about the murderous intent of 3 of the Spider-Men, because there's like a Spider-Girl, there's Otto, and the Spider-Assassin. So that's who I really want to see more of. Overall, is this a good book? It's okay. It's not, but this does not live up to the Superior Spider-Man normal issues by Slott. This is probably a series you can probably just skip outright, but so far it's entertaining me enough to keep me going. But we'll see for how long. I'm really sick and tired of time travel. I'm really sick and tired of dimensional traveling. That's all I'm going to say about this book. You know, this is the book that I can't remember much about what happened because that stupid DC book, and I read it twice, and now I can't even retain what I'm read before. Basically what's going on is this. This is the beginning of the 8 months. This is what Bobby and Cannonball are up to. Apparently Bobby bought AIM, and now AIM is working for him, which is a shame because I really would have loved to see, the continuing villainy of AIM and their island. I also thought, even an AIM superhero book type thing would have been kind of interesting too. Even not being superheroes, but like anti-heroes or something like that. We have a brief appearance of the Imperial Guard, and then it's basically just showing where everybody is at. As you can see, time has passed. You got Hyperion with the beard. You have Thor hammerless with the new arm and axe. So things have definitely changed. And it's just... I have mixed feelings of this book because I think that there's been a lot of times in this whole storyline where, to me, it seems like in order for... there's an overall plan to go from A to Z. And I feel that there's times when they purposely slow down the book, add these types of stories, so this way they can stick on schedule for whatever's to come. For after the 8 months. Like maybe there's a Captain America book or a Hulk title that needs to get so many issues extra so that way they can finish up what they're doing to get caught up for, 8 months plus. So for me, that's what it feels like. And I understand a lot of stuff has been happening in the Avengers. And it's, it's like, I want the story to move. They're talking about the Tony thing, but Tony's not even in this book. So I'm like, really? How about we focus on that? I know that's coming, but how about let's start focusing? Like maybe spend 2 pages on this is where everybody is and focus on the other. Because it's just, I feel like it's filler, and it doesn't matter how good the filler is, it's still filler. And I just want the story to move. Thor. Alright, last one of the day. Alright, what we have here is this. We have the origin issue of the Dark Elf, Malekith, or whatever his name is. Overall, the art was kind of gritty at times. I love some of the faces. The dialogue that was used was, I thought, really well done. As a boy, the character went through hell, and he was like a corpse burner, and he took his job a little too seriously sometimes. Like, he burned people alive, didn't care. While that's going on, it's basically Thor's granddaughters. They're reading because Thor required him to read in the future. After that, we get a couple other stories too, and it's the introduction to the female Thor, where they say that this is kind of like they give you a couple pages of female Thor, maybe who she's gonna be fighting, and then that's it. But the best page is the end, which they have Thor trying to lift up the hammer on the moon still, and it's kind of like I remember going back to Original Sin where everybody left, battle's done, and then they're like, hey, aren't we missing somebody? And then there's Thor on the moon. He's still trying to pull his hammer down lift his hammer up, and it's like, really, you don't even know Thor's missing? Are you freaking idiots? But anyways, regardless, I thought that was just more of a comedic point for me, but I know people are probably going to give Marvel a lot of shit for this because it's a female Thor and all this other crap. It's like all these changes, but let me just tell you something. None of these changes are permanent. I'm really curious to see Thor with a battle axe that can kill gods. So I'm really, really hopeful for the future on that. Now, if you remember, there was another Thor replacement for Fear itself who appeared and disappeared. And the same thing is going to happen with female Thor. If the reception for female Thor is bad, Thor's coming back really fast. If Thor, the female Thor people love, seem to warm up to the idea, Marvel's got another Thor movie and the Avengers. So at some point between that time period, Thor will be back. But you have to keep in mind with these types of things, it usually goes a year or two, and things reset it themselves eventually. So just calm down, go with the ride, and if you don't like it, you can just stop it and paying for it and wait till the replacement comes. Let your money do the talking. But I'm kind of looking forward to just seeing the change. I'm disappointed, and I wish I could get more Aaron Man Thor. But I'm curious to see what Aaron's going to be doing with the new storyline. Since he looks like he's continuing on with it, I'm definitely on board. If they gave it to anybody else, that's a hit and miss, and I might have just dropped it because I don't have confidence in some of these creators. Anyways, that is my reviews for the week. Let me know what you guys got this week. Let me know what you enjoyed, what you didn't like, and I'll have more reviews and stuff later. Don't forget to like and share. Facebook, Crunchyroll, anime reviews in the corner. I think that's about it. So, until next time.